It was another typical day in the office. Click, click, type, type. I began browsing through Facebook. Don't act like you've never checked your newsfeed at work before. Anyway, I was on Facebook, secretly, when I received the magical Facebook message that forever changed my life. It was from my cousin in Vancouver, who used to teach in Okinawa, Japan. She was asking if I was interested in teaching there because her previous employer needed a new foreign English teacher. I was like, hell yeah, when can I sign up? So fast forward to about a month later, I hopped on a plane and flew to the little island of Okinawa, which brings me to my story.
Sayonara!
When landing in Okinawa, I was thoroughly excited because I've watched a lot of Miyazaki movies and figured Japan is just a real-life Miyazaki movie. For those of you who don't know his work, he created such movies as My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, and Princess Mononoke, just to name a few. I don't know what I was expecting. I was, however, bombarded with a lot of signs in Japanese that I found quite comical and animated. It made me compare it to the signs you would see in Canada, which were not as animated but rather more simple and straightforward. My employer was this petite Okinawan middle-aged woman, Kaze-san. I literally towered over her, and all the locals for that matter. When she greeted me, she bowed initially while I attempted to shake her hand. It made me think of the different ways we communicate hello or a greeting. I got in her car and we drove to get something to eat. This was a pretty trippy experience since they drive on the other side of the road and the passenger seat was on the left side. As we drove, I saw a young child in a neighboring car sitting in what I thought was the driver's seat, which kind of freaked me out a little. However, I realized my mistake, but even then, he was still pretty young to be sitting up front. I learned that people in Okinawa are very laid back when it comes to rules about safety. I also noticed there were different colored license plates, ones for the American military cars and ones for the local people. In all of Japan, Okinawa holds 70% of US military bases. Just driving around, you can see the barbed fences and helicopters passing by every hour. That took some getting used to, the noise of helicopters. Living in Okinawa, I came to realize what a noisy place it was. Anyway, we arrived at a restaurant called King Taco. We got there and we weren't greeted by a hostess or waiter, but rather a vending machine. Kazuya-san told me that this is how you get your food. I was like, what? Food is gonna come out of this vending machine? But she corrected me and it turned out you pick a meal that is listed on the machine, push the button, pick up your ticket, and take it to the cooks and they will cook it for you. This was still pretty fascinating to me and clever. They basically took out the middleman. Who needs waiters, I guess? So my number was called and I picked it up at the desk by the kitchen and brought it back to my seat. Okinawa, and this place specifically, is known for their taco rice, so that's what I ordered. So literally, it was a taco on rice. Mind blown. After eating, I had to use the restroom. OMG, sad face. So turns out that most toilets in Japan can play music. I guess to sort of disguise the sound of your business, sounds like this. Basically sounds coming at you from everywhere. You know what? This is like a Miyazaki movie.